So we are going to be doing standard form today. It is a way to write our equations, all right? We've been doing slope-intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. Today we're going to do standard form. It is a little bit different. We're going to go through these notes quick, and then you will work on your worksheet. So make sure if I'm going too fast, you pause me on your video, or if it's too quiet, make sure you turn the volume all the way up. Here we go. So we are talking about intercepts, okay? So intercepts, remember, our y-intercept is where it intercepts on the y-axis, okay? So this one is y, where it intersects on the b, or on the x-axis, that one is x. So right here, our y-intercept would be 1, our x-intercept would be -5. Okay, those are intercepts. Y is 1, x is -5. Okay? All right. So let's try it on this one. Our x-intercept, remember that is on the x-axis. It's about right there. That is at +3. Our y-intercept is on this line. It's about right here. That is -2. Alright, those are our intercepts. Let's do it one more time. I want you guys to try this one really quickly. So I'm going to pause, and then we will check and see if you were right. So 30 seconds, go. X and Y intercept. Alright, this one was kind of tricky, because if you're looking for the x-intercept, it crosses right here at 0. If you're looking for the y-intercept, it crosses right here at 0. Both of those would have been 0. All right, kind of tricky. Let's move on. Oh, we have a challenge question, okay? So remember, if they give you something like this, your x-intercept and your y-intercept, okay, it's where the other number is 0. So for your x-intercept, you want y to be 0, okay? So x-intercept would be 2 because y is 0, all right? Our y-intercept, right here, we want x to be 0, all right? So x is 0 right here, so our y-intercept would be 6. All right, so now what we're talking about today, remember I said it's called standard form. What standard form means is our equation is going to look like this. AX plus BY equals C. All right, there's a couple rules. A, B, and C are all just numbers, okay? But A has to be positive. This number right here, A, cannot be negative. B, A and B cannot be 0. All right, we don't have to worry about that one a ton. And they also cannot be fractions. If they're a fraction, we have to change it. All right? Standard form gives us an x-intercept and a y-intercept, all right? So let's practice this a little bit. We are going to convert these equations to standard form. Remember, write this at the top. AX plus BY equals C. That's our equation. We are going to change this into that form. So I need x and y on the left side. Right now, my x is on the right side. I need to move it, so I'm going to subtract 2x to both sides. Those go away. We get -2x plus y equals 3. Is that in the correct form? It is, because I have A, my B would actually just be 1, and my C is 3. But there's one thing that is wrong. Remember we said that A cannot be negative. It has to be positive, okay? So this is kind of tricky. How we do this? We have to multiply the whole thing by -1. Okay? So I'm going to multiply the whole equation by this -1. I kind of ran out of room. So we're going to distribute it. -1 times -2 is positive 2x. -1 times 1y is -1y equal -1 times 3, -3. Basically, what you have to do, if A is negative, you switch every sign. Okay, so if it was negative, it becomes positive. If it was positive, it becomes negative. Switch every sign. So, for your final answer, A equals 2, B equals -1, C equals -3. All right? Let's try it on this one. I need x and y over on the other side. So I need to add 2x to both sides. Those go away. We get 2x plus 3y equals 8. And there, we already have it in our form. We have our A equals 2, B equals 3, C equals 8. Okay? That is standard form right here. Standard form. All right, next. We are asked what are the x and y intercepts. Here's how we're going to do this. Pay attention, okay? So, this equation got a little messed up, all right? It should be 3x plus 2y equals 6. We're going to solve for the x-intercept. How we do that? All you have to do is plug 0 in for y. Okay? So we get 3x plus 2 times 0, because we plugged 0 in for y. Okay, we plug that in. And then we finish by setting it equal to 6. So 2 times 0 is 0. Those go away. We get 3x equals 6. Divide by 3. We get x equals 2. That is our x-intercept. Okay? That is our x-intercept. How we solve for our y-intercept is the same thing, only this time you plug 0 in for x. So we're going to go back up to this equation, okay? We take 3x plus 2y equal to 6. We plug 0 in for x this time. 3 times 0 plus 2y equals 6. Those go away. 2y equals 6. Divide by 2. We get y equals 3. Our y-intercept is 3. Okay? So when you're solving for an x-intercept, you plug 0 in for y. When you're solving for a y-intercept, you plug 0 in for x. Let's try it again. So here, we're solving for our x-intercept. So I have 4x plus 2 times 0 equals 10. These go away. 4x equals 10. Divide by 4. X equals 10 over 4. If you simplify that, you get 5 over 2 or 2.5 if you put it in your calculator. Okay, 5 divided by 2, you get 2.5. Now, we need to do our y-intercept. Okay, so again, we get 4 times 0 this time, plus 2y equals 10. Okay? So that goes away. 2y equals 10. Divide by 2. Y equals 5. Okay? So your x-intercept is 2.5 or 2.5, and your y-intercept is 5. All right. So now that we know how to do that, we're going to put those two things together and we're going to graph. Okay? So they're going to give us an equation. We're going to find the x and the y-intercepts and we're going to graph it. Okay? Just a few more examples, then we're done. So here, we first need to check, is this in standard form? Remember, it's ax plus by equals c. This checks out. Our 2 is positive, and 2 and 3 are not 0. Okay? So we're good to go. We need to solve for our intercepts. So let's solve for the x-intercept. I get 2x minus 3 times 0 equals 6. Those go away. 2x equals 6. Divide by 2. X equals 3. Now, solve for the y-intercept. This time we plug in 0 for x. Oops, it's a minus 3y equals 6. Those go away. We get minus 3y equals 6. Divide by negative 3. Y equals negative 2. Now, all we do to graph this is we go find those. Remember, my x-intercepts go on this line. Okay, so I'm going to go find positive 3, put my point there. Then my y-intercept goes on the up and down line because it's y. Okay, and it's negative 2, so I go to negative 2, put my point there, and then draw a line through them. Draw your line, and there you go, you have graphed it. Okay, so all you have to do is find the x and y-intercept, graph those, draw the line. Now, let's try this again. Okay, again, I got a little messed up, all right? So it's supposed to be 3x plus 4y equals negative 12. So let's find the x and y-intercept. These are already in the correct form. Remember, it's ax plus by equals c. This is in the correct form. So let's solve for the x-intercept. So we plug 0 in for y. That goes away. 3x equals negative 12. Divide by 3. X equals negative 4. Then let's solve for the y-intercept. So I plug 0 in for x because I'm solving for y. Those go away. 4y equals negative 12 divided by 4. Y equals negative 3. Now we graph them. Okay, my y-intercept, remember it goes up and down, is negative 3. My x-intercept goes on this line. It's negative 4, so it's going to be over here. Draw your line through the points. You can just kind of guess. You can use a ruler if you would like. And there you go. You have graphed that line. Now, we need to do an example like this one because this is not in the correct form. This is not in standard form, so we have to change it into standard form, then find our intercepts, then graph it. Okay? So this one's a little tricky. It's not really hard, it just takes a few more steps. Okay? So, we need it to look like this. AX plus by equals c. So I need to get my x on the other side. So I'm going to minus 2x. Those go away. I get minus 2x plus y equals 4. You'll notice my first number out front, a, is negative. Remember, I can't have a negative number out there. So we need to change it to positive. I'm going to multiply by -1 to each term. Okay? So, if I start over here, -1 times -2 is positive 2x. -1 times y. Remember, there's a 1 out front. We would get -1y equals -4. Okay? So, now I have it in the correct form. It looks like this. Okay? Oop, there's a bell. So, now that it's in the correct form, I can solve for my x and y intercept. So, I need to solve for my x-intercept. I'm going to plug in 0 for y. Cross those out. We get 2x equals -4. Divide by 2. X equals -2. All right. Then we need to solve for y. Okay, I ran out of room, so I'm going to do it up here. Okay. This time, I'm going to use this, remember? And I'm going to plug in 0 for x. So I get 2 times 0 minus 1y equals -4. Those go away. Oh, -4, sorry. Divide by -1. Y equals +4. Now we graph them. X-intercept is -2. Y-intercept is +4. There you go, draw your line. And you're done. Okay? So, that is it for your notes. I know there's one more slide. We are going to skip that one. You need to work on the homework worksheet right now. All right? And you will be changing equations into standard form. You will be finding x and y intercepts, and then you will be graphing. Use these notes to help you as you go through it. All right.